spots. So it's very important to stay spatially aware. Granted, it's a skill that's good for Overwatch in general, but it's extra help.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I actually don't think I've played on this map before.
Rialto is fairly new. It's not very new, but in the grand scheme of Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's a very fun map, though. As you can see, so many buildings with so much flank potential. Great spaces for Widow. Great spaces for Reaper to get around the enemy team.
Okay, so is this a payload map? Oh, there's the line right there.
This is an escort map. They have to get it as far as they can, ideally to the end.
Okay, so you can see the path moving. We're going over to red team here and watching the direction of where ACU has to bring it all the way to.
Other way around.
Other way around, but look at the arrows.
The arrows are so that ACU knows where to go.
Ah.
And then, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's telling them, hey, it's over here.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Oh, okay. So they get to go and defend on the point first, and then they start pushing. It gives them time to go. Oh, I have to defend this payload that's all the way on the other side of the map.
So we start immediately with a pocketed Widow.
Okay.
Getting heals and buffs from that Mercy. If this Widow can get some good picks, it could completely change the flow of the beginning here, especially as a choke point.
Oh, for sure.
Rialto has some pretty big choke points, as you can see. Lots of corners for the defending team to use. But it looks like we got at least one pick already on the Baptiste.
Okay. Farah coming out from around behind the Rhine here, knocking the Rhine towards the enemy team, and looks like the Rhine's looking pretty hurt there. He's not going down, but 2 people have been taken out, 3 people have been taken out. Cold Caliber comes back up. He's got to make his way over to the other side of the map, though.
They're down 2 tanks, which is very scary on an escort like this. Your tanks are essential for your ability to push. 2 DPS and 2 support can hold a point, but it's just not as simple a task without your tanks.
Mm-hmm. It's quite an open section of the map right here. We'll see what can happen with ACU.
See a D.Va dealing with what looked like a Junkrat attempting to flank.
Oh, we see D.Va coming out from the top over here, knocking a couple people away from the Rhine. Here's that synergy combo that our coach was talking about here.
D.Va Rhine is a very strong combo. D.Va is incredibly good at engaging and distracting while also doing very beyond decent damage. However, we do see our D.Va exit her mech due to the damage that was being dealt to her. Ideally, she'll be able to stay alive long enough that she can regain her mech after doing some damage with her tiny little pistol, which never underestimate a D.Va pistol.
Oh yeah, I've seen that thing do a lot of damage. I myself, I've tried playing D.Va a couple times because I myself, I play a lot of tanks whenever I'm playing Overwatch. So I play Roadhog mainly, and then Reinhardt as a secondary. And then I've tried doing a little bit of D.Va. That's why I kind of stopped.
See another engage here. Our Reinhardt and our Moira go down, but they are down 4, so it looks like we win this fight.
Okay, and here we see Widow coming around, giving the good jumps. They were able to, they got knocked off the payload just a little bit, but they were able to bring it back.
Very smart plays, keeping at least one person on the payload at all times. It's incredibly tempting to go and just bulldoze the enemy team so that they can't grab point, but it won't matter if your point's not moving.
And here we see the Farah poking out the Widow on the enemy team, seeing that she was up there in the corner. Now she's down on the ground. Take a look. Oh, we see a lot of good.
Both tanks down for going after their healers. Widow still attempting to get picks, even as she moves backwards. You see very erratic movement from the Widow, and if you're not used to the game mechanics, you don't know why she does that. It's to avoid being hit herself, because while she isn't a massive target, if you see red beams flying across the map, you know that a Widow's trying to pick your head, or should I say click your head.
True.
And a Widow that stays moving is a very safe Widow.
Well, here we see some good corner action play. Really good to block and defense around this corner. We'll see how. Oh, University of Montana does have a person on the point now. Oh, it has been contested.
We see Moira's Coalescence taking care of that immortality field. Ideally, Moira will try and get some damage in while also healing her tanks. Moira's incredibly good at just consistent tick DPS, which can be great for finishing off people who are low, or even when you're focusing a certain member of a team to just make sure that they eventually melt.
And there we see they get to the second checkpoint on the escort map there. They've made it this far, and Pharah does have her ult ready. So does Mercy, and so does D.Va on the University of Montana side. We do see that.
We do get a vision from the Widow.
Yep. And then the window from Baptiste. Baptiste. The window from Baptiste is ready to be put down. And that window, for those of you who don't know, increase damage that anybody from his team can shoot out. And ooh, that D.Va ult takes out 2 people from the enemy team there. And ooh, their tank goes down. Wrecking Ball got dropped there.
Winston, low on health, gets taken down
as well as Lucio.
2 tanks and a support. We see D.Va and Ryan moving forward to help their team push that point, the final bit that they need.
They've got to come out, and we see the window go down over there from Baptiste. And Lucio plops his ult on the enemy team too. And this last little stretch on the payload, they're really just wanting to knock them off of the payload. University of Montana has to shoot off a bunch of things. 2 people are down, 4 people are down, 5 people are down, and 5 people are down again because Lucio just got up. But that was a TPK, as we call it in the D&D group over here. Total party kill as the abbreviation for that. Not sure what you call it in Overwatch, but...
So in Overwatch, we have team kill, but because of spawn times, it's a little bit harder to get a full team kill. Here we see the roles are reversed. Now, so the ACU, right? ACU is going to attempt to push the payload up now, and is going to attempt to stop them from doing so. So to progress and have a chance at winning this map, ACU has to match U of M's push here and get all 3 checkpoints, and then they have to do it. They will essentially start over with whatever time they have left and attempt to push again.
Okay, so University of Montana has 2 minutes and 9 seconds.
If
they had left.
If they are required to do another round of this, they will have 2 minutes and 9 seconds to do so, and they gain 30 seconds from each checkpoint if they yes, I believe so. However, ideally, if ACU does manage to get the point all the way to the end and tie with the idea is that you stall them as long as you can so that they have less time to perform. Ideally, they'll be left with 0 seconds, put into overtime, and we'll have to push the entire point while in overtime.
Wow. Okay.
And as overtime goes on in Overwatch, you have less time to touch the point between before the meter, as we call it, runs out.
Okay. So we see a good little gravity shot from Orisa. We do have a Sigma, which we haven't seen all game yet, from the enemy team here.
You see they have a Widow attempting some picks on our team.
And we do see that Flux went down, most likely to the Widow there. And we'll see what happens there. We have a good Ash.
Easy Sniper is a guru of clicking heads, so to speak. However, it looks like
D.Va getting caught
due to the
out
staggers, ACU has an easy shot towards the first checkpoint. However, we still have Loadman here, who is our star main tank.
Getting taken out there by Kitty.
Kitty.
Ooh.
Mess with the kitty, you get the claws, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Kitty just makes me think of Monsters, Inc., really.
It's fair enough.
I mean, we have Sully on our team, and they have Kitty.
And they have Kitty.
You know, what a matchup.
What a matchup.
They really
Baptiste here trying to put at least a little pressure on, but he can't put enough to stop the payload from moving. The issue here is just the snowball effect, wherein they're given, unfortunately, there's not a lot of places to hold on that. However, makes a smart decision in deciding to use this corner to hold instead of anywhere else, as they could get staggered again and get pushed past this corner.
For sure, and Sigma is bringing in and out his shield that he has, doing a lot of good play to try to resist that the Widow picks and things like that. They're getting some University of Montana
good picks from University of Montana.
4 kills right there, and all 4 of those. Oh, Widow is the only one up left that had her ult. And Hanzo was still up there in the back. They were able to back off as soon as that TPK was getting close to happening there.
However, we also see that ACU has almost a full roster of ults, and now Vision. They could very possibly pull out 2 or more ults here to force the payload to the checkpoint. However, they have to be careful because the more ults they pop, the less ults they have for later.
Very true.
So we see a drum from Marisa. However,
And
Ash
Bob gets sent out from Ash here. Bob throwing in, and there he is right there, shooting away.
4-person kill from that D.Va ult. Amazing plays from Noxage today.
Really amazing. And Hanzo is just getting taken out. That's a TPK right there. All 6 of them were down at the same time. That's what I like to see from Grizz. Woo. We're really able to take out Hanzo right at the end there, too.
Very impressive.
What a play. What a play.
The hardest part about Overwatch is it's very easy to get demoralized when you get steamrolled just a little bit. However, always bounces back the best they can in one way or another. You now have Vision from the Widow, which is always useful.
Very useful. Their D.Va goes directly... I'm sorry, our D.Va was on the point right there, just ready. I thought it was their D.Va because our D.Va had the blue skin on, and I immediately thought, whoa, blue team D.Va coming in there. So,
fortunately, we're not the pros. Don't get our own skins for our games, but
it's true. It's true.
Maybe one day, if our players keep it up, I can see the headlines now.
Oh yeah.
Wildfire goes pro. Looks like they're...
Ooh, Hanzo going directly onto the point there. He's not able to take anybody out with that, but mainly used it to get pressure onto the point there.
You see a Sigma ult having the health of everybody caught within.
Ooh. And Flux goes down, but 3 people from ACU go down. The Hanzo, Ryan, and Sigma, and Moira drops.
Genji won.
Genji goes down.
Their Mercy
goes down
as well.
Everybody on the enemy team went down on that. That was a TPK. Really well done job right there. I like to see it. I like to see it.
You'll see is just, like I said earlier, very smart about focusing one target, taking them down, and moving on to the next. When you spread out your DPS too much and you don't pay attention to who's important, who's the current objective, what's the win condition for this team fight, you don't get enough picks to finish off the enemy team for that team fight.
I don't even realize it, but Ash here, he's got the golden guns.
He does.
He has the golden rifle.
Easy Sniper plays a lot of this game. That's the reason for his wicked skill. I mean, he's a terrifying force to contend with, as I'm sure this enemy would have figured out.
You just saw 4 or 5 kills come out from the team here. There's a 6th onto Kitty. Wow. A lot of good action coming out here from University of Montana. They're really taking the cake with this one. They got about 45 seconds left to try to make it all the way to the 2nd and then to the 3rd checkpoint. They have to try to make sure that this goes into overtime because I don't think the payload could move that fast even.
It cannot. Well, if they could 5 or maybe even 6 stack on top of it, there's a possibility of being quick enough.
Wow,
However,
that Ryan was really going places. Taking him all the way in the back, almost taking out our Ryan, and then our Ryan just went down. There's 2 kills coming on our team, 3 kills onto the sniper there.
ACU pushing up super far, and although our Mercy has been having amazing heals this match, it's just impossible for her to keep up.
They have some people up. Oh, Mercy is now dropped. Flux is going down. Loadman drops. Flux is staying up with the immortality point.
Looks like Diva's attempting to engage with whoever else is on that point to stop them, but it looks like they get the second checkpoint and get a minute and a half to attempt to push to the last checkpoint.
Very nice, very nice. I didn't realize that every checkpoint, do they get the same amount, minute and a half, every time they hit a checkpoint?
I believe so. Every time you hit a checkpoint, you get a minute and a half. When you have reached the, we'll call them extraneous rounds, if ACU is able to get this to the third checkpoint, you only get 30 seconds per checkpoint.
Okay. We'll see, we'll see. You see an immortality field come up from Flux there, placing it down. Easy Sniper getting healed, buffed up from Mercy, being able to really knock them off this point. ACU seems to be grouping up, making sure they're up, they're ready, they're gonna be able to engage here. They know they're short on time, they know that they need to make their move right here, right now. Ryan has his ult. We have 3 ults on University of Montana side, 3 ults on ACU's side. Mercy goes and procs hers, what it looks like. Bringing up,
all 3 ults coming out from ACU, but then all 3 ults coming out from U of M.
To counteract that, 2 people go down on UM's side.
3 people down on UM's
3 people
side.
down. They're really going to push this in. It seems ACU is definitely making this time worthy of what they have. They're into overtime, though.
You see switches on UM's side to characters more capable of stalling the point. So we get a Reaper and a Brig just to make sure that they can brawl on this point, do enough damage and do enough healing to make sure they do not keep this point moving. See Diva exiting mech. Unfortunately, fortunately, Mercy goes down. However, we have 2 picks on both teams. Flux being revived.
3 people taken out from ACU, 4 people taken out from ACU. There's only 2 people left from the point that they have because the Ashe ult has been dropped and Bob gets frozen. And U of M holds down the point, gets him off, and takes the win on map 2. That's what I like to see. That's the plays we like to play in.
And play of the game by my good friend Nogsage.
Diva,
self-destructs are always
here.
Epic.
Is this going to be a Q play? This is going to be a shot, launch, Q play. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 kills from 1 Q. That's what I like to see. The bomb was inevitable. And it went out there. We got all from University of Montana for the highlights of the game. That's what I like to see. We'll see what map they decide to pick now. They do get the 3rd map pick as well because they did lose the next game. Well, this game. So we'll see what they choose to switch to. See because now they have to do a hybrid map?
Yes, I believe so. So hybrid requires a point to be captured and then a payload to be escorted, which changes up the dynamic.
So that's things like King's Row is one of them.
Eichenwald. I really should know more. But yes, the hybrid maps are always fun. They're super fun to watch because even if you get a steamroll in the beginning and manage to capture that point, there's no guarantee that you'll be able to keep the payload moving far enough for it to matter.
Right.
Oh, Volskaya Industries. No, I lied. Volskaya is not a payload map. Is not a hybrid map.
Oh, I see. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here with the enemy team. They're dropping out of the game. I'm gonna have Barely Twigs go out and take a look and check with them. We'll see what happens here. Okay, I'm back, and I am being told that it is actually only best of 3 today, and we just won. So, thank you all for joining us. This has been an amazing first Overwatch game. I'm glad you could all witness us 2-0 our first match as an Overwatch team takes it away on the first day of the first weekend.
No, this would be huge for team morale. This is exactly what we wanted. You know, I can only imagine the smiles that we're going to see when we head out there. Just grand plays from everyone. I'm super impressed. I love my teammates, and they always do an amazing job. So I'm super proud of them.
And I'm sure you can all hear the cheering from the other room as our team celebrates with the coaches in this first victory. Well, thank you all for joining us. We're going to sign off here. Barely Twigs, thank you very much for coming on, joining me here today. And with that, we'll see you, I believe, tomorrow, for we do have a Rocket League game tomorrow night at 6 to 7-ish game.
Game 2 for Overwatch.
Game 2? Well, anyways, we'll see you when we see you. And with that, we're signing off.